St. Paul says to us today, right at the end of our second reading from his letter to the Philippians, St. Paul writes, "Just one thing, forgetting what lies behind, but straining forward to what lies ahead, I continue my pursuit toward the goal, the prize of God's upward calling in Christ Jesus." And we see those words in action in the recent events in the life of our church. Last month, on February the 11th, Pope Benedict XVI announced that he was retiring as our Pope. And on February the 28th, we watched him board a helicopter and leave the Vatican to begin his retirement. On Wednesday of this past week, we were given a new Pope, Pope Francis. He had left his home and his country in Buenos Aires, Argentina, as a cardinal. And then he took up a new lodging this week in the Vatican as our Holy Father, as our Pope. The announcement was made, Habemus Papam, we have a Pope. I identified very closely with both of these men. They were both making major transitions in their lives. And why were they doing it? Out of love for Christ, out of love for his church. And so am I, on both counts, I hope. This past Thursday, I met with our diocesan bishop, Bishop Richard Lennon, and I was given a new assignment. I'm going to be the new pastor at St. Vincent de Paul Parish in Akron, or St. Vincent's as it's known, in Akron. Bishop asked me to take this assignment, and I said yes. And it will be effective the 15th of June. But I wanted to share this with you today so that you would know what went on and why I said yes to our bishop. You see, on February the 7th of 2012, 13 months ago, I wrote a letter to Bishop Lennon. And I'd like to share with you what I put in that letter. I wrote, "Dear Bishop Lennon, I've been asking myself a lot what the Lord is asking of me at this time in my life in his ministry. And so I'm writing to share my mind and heart with you. In June of this year, I will be 63 years old. Now, that was a year ago. This year, it'll be 64. And I will celebrate my 37th anniversary of ordination to the priesthood. It's 38 this June. In August, I will mark my 17th anniversary of appointment as the pastor of St.Joseph Parish here in Avon Lake. It will be 18 this year. I love our parish and school very much, but I'm feeling moved to let you know that if there is another assignment in our diocese that you would like me to look at, I am ready and willing to talk with you about it. I have no particular assignment in mind. On the other hand, continuing to minister here at St. Joseph Parish is absolutely fine with me as well. These are marvelous people, and there is more for me to do in ministry. However, I just need to make this offer to you as my bishop, as you have the pastoral care of this whole diocese in your mind and in your heart. There is no urgency to respond to me. This is just a letter that I believe the Lord has encouraged me to write. I wrote that letter 13 months ago. I just got an answer last Thursday. Bishop asked me if I would accept the assignment. St. Vincent de Paul Parish in Akron, and I said yes. I'll be succeeding Father Joseph Crocker, who will be retiring on June the 15th. Why did I tell the bishop yes? For this reason. When I was ordained a priest, I made a promise of obedience to the bishop and to all of his successors. I don't know how much more clearly the Lord could give me an answer as to what he wants me to do than to have my bishop tell me. So that's how I take this. It's a direct appointment. I had not applied. Bishop asked me specifically to take this assignment, and I said yes. I had put before the bishop, I'd be happy to stay here at St. Joseph's. I'd be happy to consider another move. He asked me to consider another move, and so I said yes. I have embraced stewardship as a way of life, and I always want to model stewardship for all of you, because as we all know, stewardship as a way of life says that everything I have in life is a gift from God. And I need to receive those gifts gratefully, and I need to share those gifts generously. Jesus Christ has given me a share in his priesthood, the gift of his priesthood. I've received that gift gratefully. I need to share that gift of his priesthood generously wherever it is the Lord would like me to be. I'm grateful for these 18 years here at St. Joseph Parish in Avon Lake and for all of God's grace. And I'm really trusting that the Lord will go with me with his grace and also grace you as I take on another assignment and accept a pastorate in Akron. My departure date is still being worked out from here. It could be as early as the end of April or as long as June 14th. I'll let you know when we figure that part out. The Diocesan Clergy Personnel Board will very soon begin the process to make a recommendation to Bishop Lennon for your new pastor. And the plan is that your new pastor would be here and ready to go to work on June 15th, the very day that I begin my ministry at St. Vincent's in Akron. Also, it would be good for you to know that we have a new way of pastoring in our diocese. When I was assigned here to St. Joseph, it was an open-ended assignment. Now, all new pastors are sent for a 6-year term. I'll be going to Akron on a 6-year term. Your new pastor will be coming here on a 6-year term that is renewable more than once. I'm the 5th pastor in the 64-year history of our St. Joseph Parish. And my 18 years here as your pastor are the longest of any pastor to date. I thank you for making our time together so spiritually and personally rewarding and enriching for me, and I truly hope for you too. This is not the time for me to say goodbye, but I wanted you to know what has gone on and why, hoping that you will understand how all of this came about. Please pray for me, Please know that I love you. Thank you, and God bless you all.